Welcome to my channel Mindset Mastery Hub, where I'll be sharing with you the summary of best books on success. Today, I'll be sharing with you the summary of the 7 spiritual laws of success written by Deepak Chopra. Watch this video till the end and make sure that you implement all the principles mentioned in this video to lead a successful life. So let's begin with the summary of this book. As per author, the 7 spiritual laws of success form the essence of this teaching. When this knowledge is incorporated in one's life, it will give the ability to create unlimited wealth with effortless ease and to experience success in every area of life. As per author, success in life could be defined as the continued expansion of happiness and the progressive realization of worthy goals. Success is the ability to fulfill your desires with effortless ease. According to author, one can attain success by following these 7 spiritual laws of success. The first spiritual law of success is the law of pure potentiality. This law is based on human beings' natural state, which is pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is pure potentiality. It is the field of all possibilities and infinite creativity. Other attributes of consciousness are pure knowledge, infinite silence, perfect balance, and simplicity. This is our essential nature. When you discover your essential nature, you will get the ability to fulfill any dreams you have because you are the eternal possibility. If you want to apply the law of pure potentiality in your lives and want to enjoy the benefits of this law of pure potentiality, one way to access this law is through the daily practice of silence, meditation, and being non-judgmental. Spending time in nature will also give the access to infinite creativity, freedom, and bliss. Experiencing silence means periodically withdrawing from the activity of speech. It also means periodically withdrawing from the activities such as watching television, listening to radio, or reading a book. If you never give yourself the opportunity to experience silence, this creates turbulence in your internal dialogue. Set aside a little time every once in a while to experience silence, or simply make a commitment to maintain silence for a certain period each day. You can start with 1 hour of silence per day and increase it to get the complete benefit of this law. Ideally, you should meditate at least 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. Through meditation, you will learn to experience the field of pure silence and pure awareness. Stillness is the first requirement for manifesting your desire because in stillness lies your connection to the law of pure potentiality. Another way to access the field of pure potentiality is through the practice of non-judgment. Author says, judgment is the constant evaluation of things as right or wrong, good or bad. When you are constantly evaluating, classifying, labeling, analyzing, you create a lot of turbulence in your internal dialogue. This turbulence stops the flow of energy between you and the field of your potentiality. Non-judgment creates silence in your mind. If practicing this procedure for the whole day seems too difficult, then you may simply start with 2 hours and don't judge anything. Then you can extend it gradually. Through silence, through meditation, and through non-judgment, you will access the law of pure potentiality. Once you start doing that, you can also add the fourth component to this practice, that is by spending time in nature. Spending time in nature enables you to sense the harmonious interaction of all the elements and forces the life and gives a sense of unity with all of the life. As you gain more and more access to your true nature, you will also spontaneously receive creative thoughts and pure knowledge. The more tuned you are with the nature, the more you have access to its infinite, unbounded creativity. The second spiritual law of success is the law of giving. This law is also called the law of giving and receiving because the universe operates through dynamic exchange. Nothing is static. Every body is in dynamic and constant exchange with the body of the universe. Your mind is dynamically interacting with the mind of the cosmos. For example, money is really a symbol of life energy we exchange for the service we provide. If your only intention is to hold on to your money and not spend, then money will stop its circulation back into your lives as well. In order to keep that money energy coming to you, you need to keep this money energy circulating. Circulation of money keeps it alive and makes us abundant. The more you give, the more you will receive because you will keep the abundance of the universe circulating in your life. In fact, anything that is of value in life only multiplies when it is given. The intention of giving should always be to create happiness for the giver and the receiver. Practicing the law of giving is actually very simple. If you want joy, give joy to others. If you want love, learn to give love. If you want attention and appreciation, learn to give attention and appreciation to others. Even the thought of blessing or a simple prayer has the power to affect others. The best way to put the law of giving into action is to start the whole process of circulation. That is to make a decision that anytime you come in contact with anyone, you'll give them something. It could be even a flower, a compliment, or even good wishes. The gifts of caring, attention, affection, appreciation, and love are some of the most precious gifts you can give, and they don't cost you anything. As long as you are giving, you will be receiving. And as you receive more, your ability to give more will also increase. The third spiritual law of success is the law of karma. Karma is both action and the consequence of that action. It is cause and effect simultaneously. Obviously, if one wants to create a happiness in one's life, one must learn to sow the seeds of happiness. Therefore, karma implies the action of conscious choice making. The best way to understand and maximize the use of karmic law is to become consciously aware of the choices we make in our every moment. Whether you like it or not, everything that is happening at this moment is a result of choices you have made in the past. The fourth spiritual law of success is the law of least effort. This is the principle of least action and of no resistance. This is therefore the principle of harmony and love. When we learn this lesson from nature, we easily fulfill our desires. If you observe nature at work, you will see that least effort is expanded. In Vedic science of India, this principle is known as the principle of economy of effort, or do less and accomplish more. This means that there is just a faint idea, and then the manifestation of idea comes about effortlessly, which one commonly calls it as a miracle, but actually it is the manifestation through the law of least effort. Manifestation of the idea comes effortlessly, but actually it is a manifestation through the law of least effort. The power of least effort expands when your actions are motivated by love. There is no waste of energy, and your energy multiplies and accumulates, and one can create anything that you want, including unlimited wealth. There are three components of law of least effort which one can put into action. The first component is acceptance. Acceptance simply means you accept people, situations, circumstances, and events as they occur. When you struggle against this moment, you are actually struggling against the entire universe. Instead, you can make the decision that today you will not struggle against the whole universe by struggling against this moment. Accept things as they are and not as you wish they need to be in that moment. When you feel frustrated or upset by a person or a situation, remember that you are not reacting to that person or the situation, but to your feelings about that person or that situation. And if you can accept things as they are, you are ready to take the responsibility for your situation and for all the events you see as the problems. The second component of the law of least effort is responsibility. Responsibility means not blaming anyone or anything for your situation, circumstances, your particular event, or particular problem, and accepting as it is. All problems contain the seeds of opportunity, and this awareness allows you to take the moment and transform it into a better situation. Whatever relationships you have attracted in your life at this moment are precisely the ones for which you are responsible. The third component of the law of least effort is defenselessness, which means that your awareness is established in defenselessness. If you observe people around you, you will see that they spend 99% of their time defending their points of view. When you become defensive, blame others, and do not accept and surrender to the movement, your life meets resistance. And when you encounter resistance, you are moving away from achieving your goals of desire. Make a commitment to follow the path of no resistance. This is the path through which nature's intelligence unfolds spontaneously without friction or effort. When you have the perfect combination of acceptance and responsibility and defenselessness, you will experience life flowing with effortlessness and ease. When you remain open to all points of view with no rigidity, your dreams and desires will flow with nature's desires. Then you can release your intentions without attachment and just wait for the appropriate time for your desires to come into reality. The fifth spiritual law of success is the law of intention and desire. This law is based on the fact that energy and information exist everywhere in nature. In fact, at the level of quantum field, there is nothing other than energy and information. The quantum field is just another label for the field of pure consciousness or pure potentiality. And this quantum field is influenced by intention and desire. You can consciously change the energy and information content on your own quantum mechanical body. This conscious change is brought about by two qualities. These two qualities are attention and intention. Attention energizes and intention transforms. Whatever you put your attention on will grow stronger in your life. Whatever you take your attention away from will diminish, disintegrate, and disappear. Intention, on the other hand, triggers transformation of energy and information. Intentions lays the groundwork for the effortless, spontaneous, frictionless flow of thoughts from the unmanifest to the manifest. Intention is the real power behind desire because intention is desire without attachment to the outcome. As long as your attention is in the present, then your intent for the future will manifest because by doing this one is creating the future in the present. One must accept the present as it is. The future is something you can always create through detached intention, but you should never struggle against the present. The past, present, and future are all the properties of consciousness. They are the qualities of attention in consciousness. Single pointed intention means holding your attention to the intended outcome with such unbending purpose that you absolutely refuse to allow obstacles to consume and dissipate the focused quality of your attention. Learn to harness the power of intention and you can create anything you desire. You can still get the results through effort and through trying, but at a cost. The cost is stress, heart attacks, and the compromised function of your immune system. The sixth spiritual law of success is the law of detachment. The law of detachment says that in order to acquire anything in the physical universe, you have to voluntarily give up your attachment to it. This doesn't mean you give up the intention to create your desire. Detachment means you just give up your attachment to the results. This is a very powerful thing to do. Anything you want can be acquired through detachment because detachment is based on the strong belief in the power of your true self. Attachment, on the other hand, is based on the fear and insecurity, and the need for security is based on not knowing the true self. The source of wealth, of abundance, or anything that is in the physical world can be attained by practicing this law of self detachment. Attachment comes from poverty consciousness. On the other hand, detachment is related to health consciousness because with detachment there is a freedom of create. Only from detached involvement one can have joy and laughter. Then the symbols of wealth like money, car, bungalow are created spontaneously and effortlessly. Without detachment, we are the prisoners of helplessness, mundane needs, travel concerns, quiet desperations, and seriousness, the distinctive features of everyday mediocre existence and poverty consciousness. Even attachment to the money is a sign of insecurity. Example, one may say that when I have $1 million, then I will be secure, then I will be financially independent, and then I will retire, and I will do all the things I wanted to do, but it never happens. Attachment to money will always create insecurity no matter how much money you have in the bank. In fact, some of the people who have most money are the most insecure. When you get attached, you freeze your desire from the infinite fluidity and flexibility into rigid framework, which interferes with the whole process of creation. Here, the law of detachment does not interfere with the law of intention and desire. The law of detachment accelerates the whole process of evolution. When you understand this law, you don't feel compelled to force solution. When you force solutions on problems, you only create new problems. The seventh spiritual law of success is the law of dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word that means purpose in life. The law of dharma says that we have taken manifestation in physical form to fulfill a purpose. The field of pure potentiality is divinity in its essence, and the divine takes human form to fulfill a purpose. According to this law, you have unique talent and a unique way to expressing it. This is something that you can do better than anyone else in the world. And for every unique talent and unique expression of that talent, there are also unique needs. When these needs are matched with the creative expression of your talent, that is the spark that creates affluence. Expressing your talents to fulfill needs creates unlimited wealth and abundance. There are three components of law of dharma. The first component says that each of us here is to discover our true self, to find out our own that our true self is. We are spiritual beings that have taken manifestation in the physical form. Each of us here is to discover our higher self or our spiritual self. That is the first fulfillment of law of dharma. The second component of law of dharma is to express our unique talents. The law of dharma says that every human being has unique talent. This means that there is one thing you can do, and one way of doing this is that is better than anyone else on this entire planet. When you are doing that one thing, you lose track of time. When you are expressing that unique talent that you possess, or more than one unique talent in many cases, the expression of that talent takes into your timeless awareness. The third component of law of dharma is service to humanity. To serve the others and to ask yourself the question, how can I help all those that I come in contact with? When you combine the ability to express your unique talent with service to humanity, then you make the full use of law of dharma. And coupled with the expression of your own spirituality, the field of pure potentiality, there is no way you will not have access to unlimited abundance, because that is the real way abundance is achieved. If you want to make the maximum use of the law of dharma, then you have to make several commitments. The first commitment is, I am going to seek my higher self, which is beyond my ego, through spiritual practice. The second commitment is, I am going to discover my unique talent, and finding my unique talents, I am going to enjoy myself, because the process of enjoyment occurs when I am going into timeless awareness. That is, I am in the state of bliss. The third commitment is, I am going to make myself how I am suited to serve the humanity. I am going to answer that question and then put it into practice. I am going to use my unique talents to serve the needs of my fellow human beings. I will match all those needs to my desires to help and serve others. The 7 spiritual laws of success are powerful principles that will enable you to attain self-mastery. If you put your attention on these laws and practice the steps outlined in this book, you will see that you can manifest anything that you want, all the money and the success that you desire. You will also observe that your life becomes more joyable and abundant in every way. For these laws are the spiritual laws of life that makes living worthwhile. Dear viewers, from this book, I am going to implement the practice of maintaining 1 hour silence. Write in the comment box what you like the most from this video and are going to start and implement to attain your goals. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe now and hit the bell icon to get the notification for my next videos, as I will be sharing with you every week many more such inspiring videos. Share this video with your friends and family members who are trying to find different possibilities to increase their productivity at workplace. Thank you.